Wingo, 2020. St. Thomas Aquinas, Raider, 7A, Broward, 954.
As we head towards the postseason, you'll take a look back at the 2019 season and the Defensive Player of the Year for 6A through 8A, Derek Wingo from St. Thomas Aquinas. You take a look at all the things that have come your way. You got here as a quarterback, tight end. You're leaving as a premier outside linebacker. Talk about that. I mean, all the people who were influential in this. What's this little magic ride has been like for you? Because it's been special.
I'd say definitely being able to transition over from Naples. That was the biggest thing. Being able to come over and meet Coach Harriet and Coach Smith. Knowing that the mentors that they are, coming in as a quarterback. Most people don't see that transition onto the defensive side. So I had great coaches like Coach Taylor, Coach Russell. Those guys were able to get me up to speed on the board and everything to just get me acclimated, and just being a leader on the offense side of the ball really helped me transition to being a leader on the defense side of the ball. So I think that kind of fit me better, it fit my personality, and they just kind of molded me to who I am today.
What was this year like for you? 12-0. What a thrill. Get all these accolades, get invited to the Army All-American game. You've worked as hard as anybody. This just didn't come overnight for you. I mean, I know that you put in a lot of work. Talk about that. I mean, if you're going to give a young kid advice, what is the first thing you tell them?
Oh, I'd say definitely to be able to accomplish a 15-0 season, win a state championship, and be able to go out and play in the Geico Bowl series is amazing. People look at that as something, as a dream come true. So kind of advice I'd give for the young guys is that they stress a lot at St. Thomas is to take each moment one step at a time. And I think that's what kind of guided us through this entire season. We had to focus on 1 week at a time. No matter if we had an opponent that was not as good or someone who was nationally ranked, we had to play and compete and prepare ourselves the same each and every week. So I think that's what kind of got us through it, and I think that's the mentality that each younger person has to develop going into their next upcoming season.
Work in the classroom. I mean, you've gotten that. When you get to St. Thomas, they preach that and they say, hey, listen, you grades first, and I know Coach Harriet's like that. Everybody plays football, but to be a well-rounded student athlete, that's something that you could hang your hat on. Talk about that.
Coming into St. Thomas, they put that in your head. When I was a younger kid, I'd never even really thought about the academics, like, yeah, I can play football, I can get it to the next level. No, that's not the case. Coming to St. Thomas, they put that in your head. When I was able to take early visits, the first thing I got up there, I'm expecting, hey, what's your stats? What's this? Let me see your highlight tape. They say, let me see your academics. What's your GPA looking like? So that's definitely something kids got to get in their head and know that that comes first. And without that, you won't be able to get very far.
Roger Harriet, great man, great family man, great father. Great coach. Talk about him.
That's a lot to say about that. So Coach Harriet, he's done a lot for me. He kind of molded me to the guy that I am today. He's able to just make sure you're focused, have that tunnel vision, and be able to put God first and make sure your priorities are set first. That's the biggest thing he stresses to our entire team throughout the whole season, throughout all 4 seasons that I've been there. It wasn't always about the high school experience. It wasn't always about that. It was about just making sure you had your priorities set straight. Your school comes first, your family, and then football. That was always the last thing. But when it's time to be focused and to be dialed in, he knew the right time to do that.
And finally, let's talk about your parents. I mean, without them, you're not here. They've given up a lot. They're supportive. Talk about them, because I know how special they are to you and how your mom and dad feel about you. Talk about them.
A lot of people say when you go to college, you sacrifice kind of those 4 years or whatever that they're going to be gone from you. My mom did that in high school. That means a lot for me, for her to be over there each and every single day, working hard, for me able to go to St. Thomas, be able to play football. And the biggest thing for me is to do what I am doing today. So to be able to come out my senior season, go 15-0, win a state championship, and have all these accolades and stuff like that, that's kind of me giving back to her. For her to be able to look at me knowing that I accomplished and I have a smile on my face, that puts a smile on hers.
Derek, congratulations on a great high school career. Best of luck to the next level. We're all pulling for you. There's no doubt. I mean, you're just the type of guy that's going to succeed all the way.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.